Alright everybody, what's going on? How you all doing today? We are here with The Fruit of Grisaia. This is a visual novel, and before we go and get this started, I just kind of want to explain a couple things. I won't make this last too long. I am going to be doing Katawa Shoujo alongside this, so those of you who are worried that I may cancel Katawa Shoujo or whatever, that is not the case. I am going to be continuing Katawa Shoujo, but since I pretty much decided to stop doing gaming stuff on my channel, not completely, but for the most part, decided to go ahead and stop doing visual novels on my channel. Pretty much what is going to be happening is, uh, well, since I got rid of the gaming stuff for the most part on my channel, there's pretty much been I would say, an empty slot in my programming, so to speak. And because I didn't review more anime this winter 2016 season because I was still doing gaming stuff on my channel. If I wasn't doing gaming stuff on my channel at that time, I would have reviewed more anime and I wouldn't have pretty much an open schedule in my programming. So, and I didn't want to have to play catch up in order to start reviewing a few other anime or whatever. So I figured once the next anime season rolls around, I will go ahead and uh, review more anime. But since I have this open portion in my programming schedule, I decided to go ahead and add another visual novel, and the reason I chose this one is because I've seen the anime, I liked it, and from what I understand, this visual novel is really different from the anime, which you would kind of expect to an extent, but apparently this one is really different, but I really like the anime, and I figured, why not go and do this one? It is pretty well received, and I guess it's pretty long, too, so we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to grab my phone just so I can kind of keep track of the time. But let's go ahead and get started. We are going to go from the beginning. Alright, so it looks like... Okay, so I've never played this before. I know nothing about it. So let's go ahead and get to reading. Intense sunlight blazes down on the road as if to declare the arrival of summer. I'm already going to have a hard time. Reading, I can tell. The burning asphalt radiates heat, mixing with the scent of the tide to form a thick, muggy atmosphere. Ooh, look at that sky. When the weather is clear in summer like this, you get guys who lose their heads in the heat. Now, I did turn off the music for this because YouTube's a pain in the ass, and I did get a copyright strike recently, which hopefully will be off here pretty soon. Thankfully, Funimation is kind enough to send a message to Tokyo Broadcasting Station or whatever, and hopefully they're going to be able to get that released, but YouTube sucks anyway, so no music for you guys. I apologize, but YouTube sucks butt. Sexual assaults, robberies, all the way up to homicides. I don't have time to list the variety of crimes committed by morons with baked brains. As a result, at times like these, the police inevitably get very wary about suspicious types. It was about 10 minutes ago that I realized I'd been mistaken for one of those heat stroke-addled sorts. Alright. I like how it gives me like a little... Alright, there's a few voice acting. If it goes on, I will probably let it go, just because I don't want you guys to hear me and them overlap each other talking. So, but what I was going to say is I like how there's like menu options at the bottom, like right, like for quick keys, tell me shit. That's kind of nice. Name, Kazumi Yuji. Address, Osato in Yamanashi Prefecture. Sweat pouring from his forehead as he examines my license. The policeman in front of me takes a glance at the large backpack I'm carrying, then continues the background check. You came here from Yamanashi? Yes. And only the policeman has voice acting so far. What business do you have in this city? Why are you lugging around that enormous bag? You headed anywhere in particular? I told you this 10 minutes ago. I'm moving. This luggage is everything I own. So this is already starting out pretty similar to the anime. So, What's your new address? Like I said, I don't have one yet. The answer is not going to change no matter how many times you ask.
引っ越し先の住所も決まっていないのに引っ越してきたっていうのかい？君、何を隠しているの？そろそろ本当のことを教えてよ。
You're moving, but you don't know where to? Look, what are you hiding? How about you just come clean already? Where did you come from? Where are you going? What are you planning to do there? Depending on the context, these could be fairly philosophical questions, but as far as police inquiries go, they're pretty run-of-the-mill. From their perspective, anyone wandering around without clear-cut business is by default a criminal of some sort. Let alone someone like me, carrying around conspicuous, bulky luggage. It's as good as guaranteed that they'd stop me. This is their job, I suppose. Since this little scene acts as a crime deterrent through its visibility, it's not an entirely wasted effort, but unfortunately, I don't have all day to play along. I drop a glance toward the digital watch I'm wearing around my left wrist. Sorry, but I'm keeping someone waiting. I really can't spare any more time for hanging out with bored cops. Are you mocking me? A bored police force is proof that the city's at peace. Take it as a compliment. Inexplicably taking offense at my tone, the policeman clicks his tongue in irritation and tosses my license back. Alright then, Kazumi-san. Sorry for the inconvenience, but would you mind letting me take a look at that pack you're carrying? I refuse. Why do police, and it's not just like Japanese police, it's police in general, always think that if you refuse to be searched or whatever, you're guilty, or you're hiding something? No, motherfuckers! Which means it's none of your damn business. Why? Something you don't want me to see in there? Knife, maybe? I don't rely on blades. Policy of mine. Look, are you really telling me to unpack all this on the spot? It'll take an hour at least. 30 minutes just to take it all out. 30 minutes to stuff it back in. Oh, this is all happening outside. I thought this was the part in the anime like where it starts off in the police station. Oh, okay. In that case, let's head over to the station. No reason to stand in the sun, right? I'll get you some cold tea and we can have a nice long chat. I just told you, I don't have the time. I can't accept voluntary questioning. I know you can't just back down in this situation, but if I say I'll head over there myself later, could we wrap this up for now? That's very convenient for you. But what guarantee do I have that you'll ever show? At least give me an address if you want me to agree to that. As I've explained, I'm in the middle of a move. I've vacated my old place, so I don't have an address. Then give me your parents' address. Or are they homeless too? I don't have any parents. No siblings or relatives either. They're all dead. You serious? Are you sure you're not hiding something from me? This is going nowhere. Okay, so why don't we move things along? To the station, maybe? I'll call a patrol car. You just stay where you are, please. Then at least let me call a person I'm supposed to be meeting. At this rate, they'll be waiting all day. That's fine, but who are you meeting? A friend? I'm not going to tell you that. Someone you can't tell me about? It's your mother. We had an appointment at a hotel tonight. Oh! Burn!
Huh?
What? I was keeping quiet out of the goodness of my heart. You dragged it out of me, so don't blame me when your parents get divorced and your happy home is shattered. Oh, damn. You watch your mouth. Oh, young woman. Whoa, what the hell just happened? Huh? Did he just hit a woman? Oh no, some shit's going down. Oh, okay. About 30 meters away from where we're talking, someone screams. A desperate cry follows within seconds. Thief! Somebody! A woman sits collapsed on the street, stretching out her hand. Her high heels lie on the ground, knocked off her feet by the sudden fall. Oh, someone's running. Just about halfway between us, there's a man in a flashy Hawaiian shirt, running in this direction. Shit! A cop. Although the thief flinches for a moment at the sight of the policeman's uniform, after a quick check for any convenient side streets, he barrels onward. Move it, asshole! Brandishing the stolen bag menacingly, his hand violently gestures out of my way. See, this is what happens, Copper Man, when you waste your time on me. Huh? Stop! Stop right there! The cop is completely flustered. He's quite clearly unaccustomed to this sort of situation. While he's panicking, the distance between us and the thief shrinks with surprising swiftness. Out of the way! The man runs in a straight line toward a breakthrough to freedom. I happen to be standing directly in the middle of his path. I said move, damn it! Oh, here we go. As he prepares to strike with the bag, I ascertain the movement of his shoulder and arm from first signs of motion, and hit his wrist sharply just as he begins to swing. Whoa, it stopped him in his tracks. The man's arm instantly stiffens and loses all momentum. His eyes pop wide open in shock. I immediately grab the collar of the Hawaiian shirt he's wearing and firmly draw him toward me. Oh man, dude fucked up. Before the man can offer resistance to my pull, I smoothly reverse and use my body weight to shove against him. When pushed, just as they've begun to brace themselves against being pulled, anyone except a genuine expert is going to be thrown off balance. Nice shirt. Where'd you buy it? That's an interesting question I asked some dude he just tackled to the fucking ground. Shock spreads across the man's face as his knees buckle against his will. I try to gain a chokehold using my grip on the neck of his shirt, but... Bastard! The man promptly drops his head back and shifts his body to the side, preventing me from landing a hold on his neck. Although I expected as much from a glance at his build, it seems like he's somewhat experienced in judo. But, in this case, you would have been better off trying a decisive tackle. Rotating around the purse snatcher in the opposite direction of his slide, I yank his right arm upward with both hands. In one movement, I've circled to his back. Oh man, what the hell just snapped? Next, pull back on the opponent's wrist and elbow and pin him to the ground. This is just basic Aikido, by the way. Oh, fucking asshole! Get off! I'll fucking kill you! Man, this guy is not happy. I realize I'm talking over him too, but I'm tired of waiting for him. Hey now, you've got your priorities all wrong. Before worrying about me, you should kill the guy who sold you that shirt. You just said it was a nice shirt. Goddamn kid. Perhaps unconsciously, the man's now empty left hand desperately slaps at the asphalt. While holding the thief pinned, I quickly shoot a look behind me. Don't just stand there. Yeah, a fucking cop just sitting there doing nothing. The policeman jerks up straight in response to my angry shout, taking a pair of handcuffs from the pouch around his waist. He runs over to restrain the criminal. The purse snatcher seems to have resigned himself to his fate, and doesn't offer any pointless resistance. He accepts his red-handed arrest for theft docilely, right? Sure. Then sits quietly on the ground with his head hung as the policeman radios for backup. Apparently they weren't too far off, as the siren approaches in no time. Alright. Okay, I was about to say, I hope that siren goes away. That was getting annoying. Two policemen get out of the arriving cruiser and push the criminal into the back seat. As I'm quietly watching the scene in perfect passivity, the policeman from earlier runs over. Thank you for your cooperation in the arrest. I'll pass on the letter of thanks, so how about letting me move on? We can't do that, I'm afraid. If possible, we'd like to have a detailed conversation at the station regarding both this incident and the previous matter. Figured as much. That's some bullshit. Shaking my head in exasperation. I silently rebuke myself. Should have just left it alone. As the policeman pushes at my back, a glance at my wristwatch informs me that I'm already 5 minutes late for my meeting. Fucking cops. Uh-oh. Look, you about ready to talk yet? Apparently not. 30 minutes have passed since I was brought to the interrogation room, familiar as the place where criminals break into flop sweat in TV dramas. What the hell is that? I'm sitting on a cheap foldable pipe chair, my arms folded in perfect silence. How are we supposed to let you go if you don't respond to our questions? Weren't you supposed to meet someone? Shouldn't you just talk and get this over with? Ah, fuck you. I don't conform to the 5-0. Instead of responding, I close my eyes. A silent statement, indicating that I have absolutely no intention of opening my mouth. The detective clicks his tongue in exasperation at my attitude. I've got a pretty fair idea of what he'll be doing next. If you don't have anything to hide, talk. How long do you plan on remaining silent? The sound of something being struck, and an even louder attempt at intimidation. This is the point where a timid guy would be jumping in his seat with his eyes wide open, or maybe staring at the floor and quivering. As for me, my eyes are still shut and my arms are still folded quietly. My mind is a total blank. I've been accustomed to adults shouting at me like this since I was a child. Following the threat stage, the next step would be for him to grip my hair and jolt me back and forth. But I'm dealing with an official authority group here. I should get off without direct violence this time. Not to say that they won't pull out an old TV cliches and harass me by shaking a desk lamp in my eyes or something of the sort. I can roughly translate the detective's sigh. Goddamn kids these days. I gently open my eyes in order to sneak a look at his disgusted face. I wish I'd kind of show the characters. I'd like a little bit more visual representation of who I'm voicing, pretty much. Even though I'm not trying to do any voices, but you guys get the point. The detective sitting in front of me seems to be challenging the Guinness World Record for the most dramatic asymmetry between the left and right sides of the human mouth. Or maybe he's just scowling. When I let out a snort of laughter in response to the unexpectedly pleasant sight, the detective scratches his head violently and glares at me. Look, buddy, I don't know who you've been talking to, but playing dumb with the police isn't going to gain you anything, alright? It won't gain you anything, but you won't lose anything either, except your time. I turned my gaze to the clock on the wall of the sweatbox. An hour has already passed since the scheduled time for my meeting. How about you respond when I'm speaking to you? Yeah, fuck you, cop. The detective strikes the desk with an excellent comic timing. The best part is the way he knocks his ashtray off the table every time he does this. Ugh, what the hell is your deal? His tone distinctly fed up. He stoops down to pick the plastic tray off the floor. Kazami Yuji. Occupation, student. Yes, you've said that already. Many times. We looked it up. You came from Yamanasha. God damn it, I cannot talk. Yamanashi, right? I fucking can't read. Doesn't help. Japanese words aren't particularly easy for me to pronounce either. No criminal background, no traffic violations or juvenile custody records, no commendations on public record either. What kind of person has absolutely no data in the system? Your record is so clean it looks like someone's been whiting it out. Just who the hell are you? If my record looks like someone's been whiting it out, don't you think there's a reason for that? Do you really think you should be asking questions? Kazami Yuji. Occupation. Student. What's with that? Did someone tell you to only say that line if the police caught you? Are you some sort of terrorist or what? Kazami Yuji. Occupation. Student. Shut up. Just shut up. First it's say something. Now it's shut up. Talk about hard to please. Our capricious detective scowls yet again and scratches his head. Flakes of dandruff drift grandly through the air. Based on his thoroughly wrinkled suit and heavy stubble, I'd say he hasn't been home in days. Look. Cut me a break here. Put yourself in my shoes for a second. Another sigh. It's enough to make me want to heave one myself. Because we both take our work seriously, it seems like we're stuck going around in circles. We sure picked up a royal pain in the ass this time. The investigation of that purse snatcher case isn't going smoothly either. Thanks so much for dropping that on our lap, by the way. Just as we roughly complete this exchange of one-sided bitterness and mutual glaring, there's a well-timed knock at the door, and the sound of it being unlocked. Yes. Ah, hello, sir. A slightly plump elderly detective enters the room. Given the respectful tone of the detective I've been chatting with, he is probably a superior of some sort. It's something the... Oh, well... Huh? After a quick glance in my direction, the elderly detective whispers something into the younger man's ear. Before long, the younger detective turns toward me with a decidedly nonplussed expression. You're being released, it seems. Thanks for your cooperation. Do you like it, RoboCop? Thank you for your cooperation. Why now, all of a sudden? You're asking the wrong guy. Bye. With those parting words, the young detective leaves the room. The elderly detective watches him go and then faces me with a greasy smile. Uh-oh. Well, sorry about all that, Kazumi-san. It seems we hadn't received any report on our end, and we were only just now placed in contact with your guarantor. Guarantor, right? Maybe, yeah? I don't know. The detective stares at me with his eyes like a dead fish. As an employee of Ichigaya, if you'd simply said as much... If you'd known I was from Ichigaya from the start, wouldn't you have thrown me in jail, stripped me naked, and sprayed me down with a hose? You're quite the kidder. Did you forget that we belong to the unparalleled Sakura Demon? We're all friends here. I probably said that wrong. I'm probably saying all this shit wrong. Just to let you know, I'm nothing but a student. My work at Ichigaya is only a part-time cleaning job. Cleaning. Cleaning, is it? Huh. I see. That's well put, just as I'd expect from your collection of eggheads. In response to my words, the detective twists his mouth into something vaguely resembling a smile. But really, now if you'd simply informed us a little earlier about the circumstances on your end, well, as I'm sure you know, the higher-ups are what they are. We had quite a mess there for a moment. Sarcasm drifting from every pore of his body, the detective treats me with transparently insincere courtesy. He is perfectly civil on a superficial level, but the atmosphere in here is growing increasingly unpleasant. Just deck him. The younger detective from before, hard-ass that he was, seems infinitely preferable. Did you inquire to Ichigaya about me? Not quite, you see. We were running your name through our databases. In the middle of the data retrieval, the phone rings. We pick up the receiver and find we have a call from the Ministry of Defense's special organization, asking us, might you be in custody of a dog of ours? Well now, that was quite the surprise. We're not running an animal shelter here, you know. Since you found my owner and confirmed that my leash is properly attached, I should be able to leave now, right? Yes, just as you please. Oh, that's right. We were also contacted by the principal of the school you're transferring into. That's so. Yes, indeed. Since you hadn't shown up, it seems she was putting calls into all the police stations in the area, one after the other. Our chief ended up getting pulled to the phone while he was in the middle of a meeting, and got quite an earful, apparently. Where's my backpack? The luggage we've been holding on to for you is in the entranceway, which would be over that way. If you'd like, shall we send you over by car? You're not getting funds from public taxes in order to chauffeur bums like me around, are you? I'll walk. After I'm urged out the door by the old man, the young detective appears from the rear, carrying the backpack they'd taken from me earlier. This is ridiculously heavy. What the heck is in this thing? Bit of a tough question. I guess you could say my life. If that's supposed to be a gag, I wouldn't quit your day job. That wasn't really what I was going for. Well, whatever. What a fucking... Fuck the cops! Dropping the backpack next to me, the detective lets out a slight sigh. Thanks for lugging it out here. Pretty heavy, isn't it? That's not something you say to a guy who learned judo for work. We might be country police, but we've at least got that much training. True. Guess that's natural for a policeman. Sorry. The detective smiles wryly. By the way, you're supposed to be a student at that landfill academy, right? I'm wearing the school uniform. You can see at a glance. How wouldn't they have known that? Like, he said he was a student. They couldn't have just contacted the school if they knew the uniform? Feels more like you've been dressed up in it. He claps my shoulder as we pass each other. Take care, in a lot of ways. With those parting words, he heads back into the police station. Guess I don't make a convincing student yet. I'm wearing deep blue slacks and a short-sleeved dress shirt, as well as a dark red and yellow striped necktie. Excluding my somewhat longish hair, I should be the very image of a student. I guess it's a little difficult, turning into something like that all of a sudden. But if it's probably precisely because this is difficult that I decided to give it a try. For a while, I myself didn't understand why I'd asked for this, but now, I think I have a faint grasp on the reason. I wanted to become something that I couldn't understand, something that I wasn't. At the moment, I've done nothing but smooth down my edges a bit. Perhaps later on, I'll become a student on the inside as well. The sun that had been climbing upward earlier has now finally reached its zenith. The temperature keeps on rising and sweat oozes from my skin. I was pretty sure she'd pick me up, but... Sensing a presence, I lower my gaze from the sun. My eyes, well accustomed to highly contrast lighting, project a human form in silhouette for only the briefest of moments before the details fade in. Ah! I finally get to see a character, and she actually looks quite a bit like the anime version. Thanks for your service. A woman raising an awkward salute, grinning broadly, stands before my eyes. Spare me. I don't want to see a pose like that outside the workplace. In the first place, what's with the dopey salute? The girls in bikinis on the maritime SDF recruitment posters have more impressive form. Well, that's not very nice. Geez, and here I am offering my appreciation for your sudden efforts. I don't recall contributing enough to society today to deserve any appreciation. Yes, I do understand that you went through a lot right off the bat, but could you not take it out on me? More importantly, she opens the door of the car, stopped next to her. Get in. Accomplishing your objective is the top priority, yes? She has big eyes. Like, I don't know why, but a lot of anime characters have big eyes, but for whatever reason, hers just stand out to me. Yeah, true enough. Okay, riding in a car. From Mishima Cape Police Station to National Highway 133 southbound, we proceed to the prefectural highway and advance further out toward the Cape. A range of slowly rotating wind turbines come into view, indicating our proximity to the sea. That was quite the surprise. You don't show up at the time we agreed, and when I call around trying to figure it out, you're predictably being a nuisance to the police. I was half convinced you'd collapse somewhere, given this heat. I doubt you really thought I was sick. What grounds do you have for saying that? You were trying the police stations first, not the hospitals. Yeah, fair point. Well, it is you we're talking about, so I figured you'd manage something if we were about to collapse, or if you were about to collapse. But for the record, I was worried about your safety, so maybe you could not pick at the details? Accuracy in weather forecasts and interpersonal communications make society run smoother. You are seriously not cute. I'm not trying to be, bitch! Pouting again, she continues her heritage. Or whatever. I don't know that word. Fuck off. First of all, there may not be many of them, but the trains do run here, yet for some reason you walk instead. That was also a surprise, walking around with a huge backpack like you're going to climb the Himalayas or something. Sorry, I hate trains. That doesn't make walking the entire way any less bizarre. Mind your own business! What's the matter, climbing up like that? Could you not mention this to the other students? I don't want them getting funny ideas about me from the get-go. Yeah, this might well set them on guard. A real weirdo came this time. I got enough of that from the police to last me a while. Ah, so you did get questioned. And what else would the police do? Fuck the police. Ah. Well, that's the most we've gotten to see out of our character so far. Even though I already know what he looks like. I want to compare him to the anime version. Alright, we've arrived. This is it. The car proceeded about 500 meters along an area of reclaimed coastal land before she brought it to a stop. So that's what he meant by landfill, I see. As I'm recalling the words of the detective from before, the woman continues our conversation with a suddenly cheerful tone. What do you think? It's pretty nice, isn't it? It's the absolute newest school in the vicinity. Very nice. Barely even looks like a school. Although I'd heard it was a new school, its external appearance genuinely isn't what I'd expected. A 3-story building, the pure white color of the outer walls is the only typical school-like element, with every other aspect more closely resembling a city office building. The gates to the right and left are less evocative of a school gate than a functional fence at some facility. The mounted signboard, likewise, is a utilitarian thing printed in a simple typeface rather than a hand-drawn work of calligraphy. Come on, this is your future alma mater. Where's the deep upswelling of emotion? I've only just arrived at this place. If I said I was deeply moved by the sight, it'd be a lie. You are such a dull person. Human beings are creatures of imagination, you know. With an exaggerated sigh, she opens her hands wide in the overblown gesture of a third-rate actor. It's newly established, so the school might not have much of an image yet, but the students are normal, nice kids, and... Whoa! Why, hello there, girl A. You're loud. Why was that in English? This is already starting out quite different from the anime. Her regimal, what? God damn it, stop using words I don't know, is abruptly interrupted by the high-pitched shrieks of 2 girls. Oh, she's got a bug. She's got a bug. Stop that, Machina. Hey, I said stop it already. Please, have mercy. All this for a bug? Come on now. It's not that bad. Why are you running? Come play with the cute cicada. Aw, come on, it's just a... It's not that bad. Bugs. Bugs are the worst. Oh god, that chick is really into torturing this girl. Oh my god. Oh, that laugh. My god. Laugh at me until you choke, huh, Machina? Don't think I'll forget this. No snacks for you today. What the hell? What type of fucking weirdos you have in the school, lady? Perfectly normal. Normal? Could you define that term? Is there a class where we chase each other around brandishing insects? That's not it? Those girls are, well, you know. I don't think I do, but it's nice to see that it's a lively school. Oh, you know, dude, women are fucking insane. No offense, ladies. Right? Anyway, let's move on. Inside. Having apparently forgotten what she was planning to do with her outspread hands, she totters through the school gate. My god. Shit is going insane. That's a nice office. Her office is positioned quite near the school building's front entrance. The furniture is nicely arranged based around an old-fashioned desk and chair. In contrast to the incongruity of the building's external appearance, the room is a textbook example of the old-fashioned principal's office. Take a seat over there. I sit on the genuine leather sofa that's one of the room's more prominent furnishings. After waiting for me to settle myself, she lowers herself into the seat across from me. I'm the principal, Tachibana Chizuru. Welcome to Mihama Academy. Nice to meet you. Or would "it's been a while" be more appropriate, Kazumi-kun? On a practical level, "nice to meet you" might be the better option. Yes, you're probably right. With a slight amused smile, Principal Tachibana takes out a pamphlet. Well, in your case, I'm sure you're already familiar with a basic synopsis, but just in case, I'll give you the full explanation. She flips past a couple pages of the brochure. I hadn't noticed, but her fingernails are lightly polished. This is a private academy under the management of the Sakaki Academy Educational Corporation, in which students chosen from across the country gather in diligent pursuit of academic achievement. Our parent organization is East Beach Express Railways, owners of a rail network that runs the breadth of the Kanto region. Through their support, the very best facilities and educators are brought together here. First, oh my god, the principal's talk shifts to more detailed matters. The East Beach Express is an enormous corporate group with its hands in real estate and large-scale retail, but its core business is the management of the rail line connecting Tokyo and Haneda Airport. The EBE's management is shouldered by the Sakaki family, and it seems plausible that this Sakaki Academy Corporation is also administered by them directly, but that's only a guess based on circumstantial evidence. Given the lack of public information on this secretive corporation's activities, or even the existence of this academy, I hadn't gained anything that could be called definitive proof for my investigations so far. You'll be entering the academy immediately as a second-year student. Your transfer will be announced during tomorrow's homeroom, and after that point, you're free to decide your own course. Her fingers come to a stop, bringing her hands gently together. The principal raises her gaze from the pamphlet and meets my eyes. Well, I think it's an ideal environment for a normal student life, like the one you requested. I have a few questions. Go ahead. First, today is a weekday, but there was barely anyone on the school grounds. What's going on? We have a handicap elite few. A total number of students, including you, is 6. Oh, my nose itches. Only 6? Yes. The elite few? Indeed. That include our friends with the cicada just now? Of course. Question 2. Where am I living from today on? This is a boarding school. I'll guide you to the student dormitory later. You'll walk to school from there. A dormitory, is it? It is a dorm, but it's considerably spacious, so don't worry too much. In that case, not a problem. Anything else? Before we finish, one last thing. Alright, go ahead. For this last question only, I stared directly into her eyes. I need to confirm the principal's intentions in bringing me here. After all's said and done, is this a normal school? The principal closes her mouth. Uh-oh. After a moment of silence, she opens it again. Yep. A gentle smile. I'm convinced that she isn't lying to me to further some hidden self-interest. I haven't forgotten what you asked me for back then. The principal slowly stands up and walks to the window side. Whoa. That looks pretty big. The athletic grounds are visible from the window. Although resembling those of a normal school, the grounds are skirted by an improbably high wall. I want to enter a normal school and live as a normal student. The mere handful of students, the bizarrely extravagant facilities, the on-campus dormitory, the high wall surrounding it all. They clearly indicate abnormality. But, as you yourself are aware, considering your personal circumstances, there's no place that can give you that, other than here. I guess you're right. I'll give you the same answer to the very end. This is a normal school. The principal turns to face me. Therefore, you don't need to do anything here except live normally as a student. I will never make any other request of you. Understood. Well then, I'll show you to the dorm. Yeah. With a nod, I rise to my feet. Alright. Oh, it's a little windy. On the grounds outside, a gust of salty sea air kicks up a cloud of sand. Hey, this room actually looks almost exactly like the anime. This is the student dorm, including the management room. There are 11 rooms in total. Every room is equipped with its own bath, toilet, and kitchen, so there should be no inconveniences in your daily life. A basic set of furniture is also provided. What are you looking around like that for? The cicada pair from earlier don't seem to be around. Oh, you mean Suo-san and Irisu-san? The two of them might well still be at the school. Komine-san doesn't seem to be around either. That Komine guy is a student here too? Yes, I asked her for help guiding you around the dormitory, but she doesn't seem to be around. So you don't have a minute to grasp on the movements of the students, I see. I'm merely the principal of this place, after all. Merely it is. Oh, merely is it? My bad, I can't read. Hold on just a second. I'm going to check her room. The principal walks toward the interior of the building. Left there by myself, I stare vacantly up at the ceiling. Soon, I have unconsciously fallen into my habit of counting the number of visible sprinklers, then roughly estimating the scale of the building. Calculating the time needed to gain control of the front entrance and ascertaining the location of the emergency exits. Huh. Not that many support pillars, are there? Guess that's why the ceiling is a bit low. Excuse me. Excuse me. Having grown absorbed in analyzing the building, I don't even notice the tug at my sleeve. Why, hello there! Looks just like the anime. Excuse me, can you hear my voice? Until the final excuse me of many finally catches my ear. Huh? Might you be the transfer student scheduled to arrive here today by any chance? I drop my gaze in the direction of the voice and find a girl in housemaid clothes looking up at me. Not that she's of particularly diminutive height, except in comparison to a taller male like me. Or perhaps an intruder? No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. Oh, come to think of it, you're right. The scales have fallen from my eyes. The maid nods several times, slowly closes her eyes, and begins to repeat my words. No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. This chick's a Fruit Loop. Yes, got it. Well then, let me change the question. Are you not an intruder? Flexible thinking isn't your strong suit, clearly. I'm sorry? No, never mind. So, what does a maid want with me? Well, as I said, I'm attempting to determine whether you're a suspicious character. This would be the second time today I've heard that pickup line. That is truly impressive. As I was saying, are you a non-suspicious character? You're a lot tougher than you look, maid. Ah, Komine-san. Perfect timing. This is Kazami-kun, the student who's just transferred in. At this point, having noticed our voices, the principal calls out to the girl. It seems this maid was Komine all along. So you were the transfer student after all. I see. I'm Kazami Yuji. Good to meet you. Yes, the pleasure is all mine. I don't think you introduced yourself. Oh, look at that face! Surprised face. Ah, pardon me. My name is Sachi. It's a pleasure to meet you. At this time, it's nothing but the first name. I had this thought earlier with the other two, but you've certainly gathered some unique elites here. Fostering the individuality of students is a responsibility of any school. Which would mean that she's a student too? Kamine-san is a first year at this academy. Did she look old enough to be in front of the blackboard to you? That's not really my point of confusion here. Our uniform creates certain preconceptions. For example, if I see a girl wearing bunny ears in a bar, I don't ask what she's done with her Bible. Oh, okay. Right. Kamine-san does wear a maid uniform more often than not. That's not an explanation. True enough. Well then, Kamine-san, please explain. Certainly. As I've been entrusted with the position of class representative, I frequently respond to our teachers' requests for assistance and perform minor chores. From "you're kind of like a maid," a certain conversation eventually shifted to "why don't you try on a maid uniform?" Finally, now that you've actually put it on, it really suits you, so you should wear it when you can. And so, according to that suggestion, I attempt to wear maid clothes whenever it's possible for me to do so. That is completely reasonable thinking. Sarcasm. I see. You're a devoted one. That fallen bunny girl sister could learn a thing or two from you. Yes, thank you very much. I wasn't really intending that to be a compliment, but there's no point in telling her that. True. So from this point, please let her guide you. It should be easier to get to know each other that way. No objections. Well then, Kamine-san, I leave the rest to you. Certainly. Well then, let's begin with a tour of the first floor. Yeah, if you would. Alright. Well, I think this is probably a good spot to go ahead and end this. I'm going to see if I can't, hopefully this saved. I hit Q, but I don't know if that really does anything or not. Let me go ahead and hit save. I'm just going to... Wow, okay, so it looks like I can make a ton of... I'll write this... Okay. Alright, so this is where I'm going to go ahead and end this session. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this. No need to worry, I still have Katawa Shoujo going on. I will not be stopping that to do this one. I am fully intend on completing Katawa Shoujo, but hopefully you guys will like this as well. Like I said, I kind of needed to fill the gap in programming, so to speak, and I still got my anime reviews going, and then once we get on to the next season of anime, I will review more anime, but I'll still have these going on. These aren't going to be like an everyday thing. These are probably going to be like, I try to make them once a week, but there's also, I'm doing other stuff as well. Sometimes I'm too busy, so I do the best I can, but it's the anime reviews that kind of take priority amongst everything else. But thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed this being the first episode in the series. If you guys could give it a like, I would very much appreciate it. If you guys could do me a real quick favor, look in that description box. I have a Twitter, Instagram, Twitch.tv, and Rift.tv link. If you guys could follow me on those, I would greatly appreciate it. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. I am out.